Hello, I'm Bethany from Bethany Wellness. Join me for this Be Connected yoga class. Hello, friends. I'm so glad you could join me today for this Be Connected yoga class. Do you find yourself going through your day sometimes on autopilot, not always taking time to just slow down and connect? Let's spend time today to connect to our values, to some rest, to some solitude, maybe even to some friends and family. The only items you may wish to bring would be a blanket. And let's begin in seated pose. So this is where you might want to have that blanket rolled up and just sit towards the front of the rolled up blanket so that you notice when you're sitting towards the front, the pelvis tends to rotate downward a little bit, finding that length through the spine, finding that support in your posture, thinking of the vertebrae stacking up, aligning. And then just take your gaze down or close your eyes. Hands can rest down on your thighs. When you rest your hands down, you're connecting inward, drawing the attention inward. Begin to take some nice deep breaths in through your nose, maybe a gentle sigh out your mouth as you exhale. Take a few more of those. Think about connecting down through your sits bones, feeling a little bit of lengthening from the crown of your head. Shoulders release away from ears. Take this time to connect to your breath. A nice steady flow of breath that draws you into this moment. It helps you to let go with each exhale. Let go of anything that interferes with you connecting in this moment. Think about connecting your mind, your body, your spirit. And as you begin to sense that quietness that's settling in after several cycles of breath, I want you to ask yourself, what are the most important things to you in your life? Just the top maybe 2 or 3 or 5 most important things to you. Think of these as maybe your values or the people or the Creator, connecting to God, a God that loves you, a God that made you. Just think about these important things to you and let them settle in. And then think about, as you go through your day, aligning your actions with your values. How often do you start your day connecting to your Creator and connecting to your values, and then letting every action after that be aligned, connected? Inhale, rise arms up, gaze up towards fingers. Connect hands at heart center, gaze down to fingers. Couple breaths here. Inhale, rise arms up. Exhale, baby back bend. Goalpost the arms, gaze up. You can close eyes or open them. And inhale, both arms high. Connect hands back to heart center. Inhale, rise arms up. Then come into a forward fold. Release your palms down in front of you. Gently fold forward. Connecting through the sits bones still. Feeling the sits bones rooted down into the earth. Still noticing some length through your spine. Now, if you'd like to soften here, you're welcome to soften down. Some people really like to kind of fold up into their lap. That's fine if you'd like to take that variation. And slowly walk your hands back in, rising up to your seat. And then switch direction of your crossed legs. So if you had them crossed, and if you didn't have them crossed, that's okay. You can just change up your leg positioning at this time. It just feels nice to not feel like you're stuck with those legs in one position. Good. Then inhale, rise arms up, gaze up to fingers, connect hands at heart center, gaze down. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, twist to the left. Bring your right hand to your left leg. And the left hand supports you behind. Just a gentle twist. Inhale, back to center, both arms high. Exhale, twist to the right. Right arm supports you from behind. Just bring your opposite hand to your opposite leg. And just allow this moment of rest to settle in. How often do you allow yourself to rest? To rest into just being, to rest in getting a good night's sleep, whatever it is. Just think of this as a nice moment of rest. Inhale, back to center, both arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Release your hands down in front. Connect to rest. Good, then slowly rise back up. Good, and then come into tabletop on your mat. On your hands and knees, wrists align under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, belly softens down, cow pose. Take your gaze forward or up. Then exhale, tuck and round, gazing back. Cat pose. Let your breath guide you through the movement. Link your breath or connect your breath to your movement. When you link breath to movement, it feels more fluid, just feels like a nice flow. Take your time here. Allow your breath to be slow and steady. One more of each. One more cow, one more cat. Good, then slowly release down to the forearms. Then bring the right leg back. Just stretch it back behind you, coming into the ball of your foot. Heel presses down gently behind you. You can stack your fists here and rest your forehead on your fist if that feels good. Or a blanket or a block if you had those items. And just think of how often do you connect to solitude, having a little bit of alone time to reflect, to just be, to be in rest, to be in solitude. Our wonderful gift. What that allows you to do is be comfortable connecting with yourself and also connecting to what God might have for you. Sometimes we're so busy we don't hear the gentle nudges that surface, but when we have moments of solitude and rest, we might better hear those nudges. Good, then reconnect, come back into tabletop, draw that right leg in. Press your right foot into the mat, so you're the top of your right foot. And then lift the right knee up a little bit. So the right knee hovers above the mat about 4 finger widths, maybe 3. And then let's just noodle the leg, shimmy the leg from side to side. So it's nice and loose and relaxed as you shimmy the right leg. Good. Then other side, lower down to your forearms. Stretch the left leg back, pressing into the ball of your left foot. Heel gently presses away from you. Stack your fists if that feels good, resting your forehead on your fists. Or you can just leave your hands connected to the mat. Connect with your breath. Allow your breath to be nice fluid flow, a steady flow. Couple more breaths. Good. Then tuck the left leg back in, rise up into tabletop. Press the top of your left foot into the mat, then let your left leg hover a little bit. You'll feel that nice stretch through the front of your left ankle and shin. And then shimmy your leg from side to side. Should feel nice and relaxed and loose. I call it noodle leg. Couple more. Opening the hip a little bit, relaxing through the thigh. Good. Then curl your toes and get a stretch through the arches of your feet and into your heels. And you can choose to stay right here, or you can choose to sit back a little bit into this stretch. Just sitting the hips back towards the heels. You can also choose to rise up a little bit into a low squat by bringing the knees up and kind of rounding in towards your knees with your torso. Another area of connection you may wish to consider are important people in your life, friends, family. Just think about how often do you connect with them. And if it's been a while, consider reaching out today to connect with a person that is important and special to you. From here, rise up into a forward fold. So lift your hips high, let your head hang heavy, let your arms hang heavy. Take your forward fold here with bent knees if that feels better, or you can straighten your legs out a little bit. Give your head a nod, yes and no. And then inhale to a halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins, flatten your back, creating a number 7. Bring arms out to a T, rise all the way up, extended mountain, arms reach high, gaze up. Connect hands at heart center, gaze down. Using this time to connect with solitude, to connect with the values in your life, to connect with the Creator or God or whatever it is for you, that greater meaning in your life. Good, then inhale, both arms high. Exhale, side bend to the right. Bring your right arm down, take a gentle side stretch. Inhale back to center, both arms high. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale back to center, both arms high. Exhale to a chair pose. Sit down into your chair. You can have your feet together or apart. Just make sure your knees match. Arms can be overhead, shoulder height, or heart center. One more breath. And bring hands to heart center. Exhale, forward fold. Soften down and release. Give your head a nod. Just make sure you're letting gravity lengthen your neck, not holding any tension. Inhale, halfway lift. Draw hands to shins. Create that number 7 as you draw shoulder blades back. Bring arms out to a T. Rise all the way up. Extended mountain. Connect hands at heart center. Gaze down. Good. Let's walk our feet to the wide edges of your mat with the toes forward. And you can choose how wide you'd like to begin. I want you to still feel stable, so don't go too wide, or else we might feel a little unsteady through our balance in our feet. From here, bring hands to hips. I'm going to come back just a little bit because I like to have my hands on the mat. Then exhale into a forward fold, stopping halfway. So stop here and assess if this feels comfortable. You can stay right here. This might be your standing straddle forward fold. Or if you'd like, you can see what it feels like to release the hands down to the mat. And then you can also choose to widen the feet a lot. If you have your hands supporting you, here's where you may wish to widen those feet. I always like starting by just a step by step and just seeing and exploring what feels good, starting more gentle, and then working your way into the deeper part of the pose if that's comfortable for you. And just honor where you're at today. Connect with yourself in a way that's loving and kind, meeting yourself where you're at. Give your head a little nod. If you're in the halfway lift variation, just keep your gaze down. If you're in this forward fold, every so often, just give your head a little nod. Couple more breaths, feeling rooted down through your feet. If your hands are connecting to the ground, just noticing the fingertips or the palms connecting to the ground. One more breath. Then slowly begin to heel toe the feet in so that you feel stable enough to bring hands back to hips if you had the forward fold. And then slowly rise up with a flat back. And let's bring hands to heart center and walk our feet in. Take a few breaths here. Coming into tree pose with left foot connecting to right ankle. Big toe can touch for support. Or you can bring the foot up to the calf muscle or inside the inner thigh. Avoid placing your foot on your knee. And here you can choose to have hands to heart center. You can choose to have branches. Connecting here to breath, very important when we're in our balancing poses, to be connected to a steady flow of breath. It will help you stay more rooted into the pose. It'll help you stay more focused, keep you calm and relaxed while you're challenging yourself. One more breath. Good, then slowly release, shake out your legs, shake out your arms, bear swing, my favorite. Nice breath in and out. All right, other side, connecting hands. Did you hear that? I just like hit myself and made my voice do something funny. Bring hands to heart center. This time connect with the right foot to the left leg. You choose where to place that foot today. You can place it higher or lower. You can have big toe to touch. When you're ready, you can bring hands to heart center. I think there's a little bit of a windy day in my tree today. Losing my balance on this side. It's all right. Just connect with your breath. Connect with positive, kind, loving thoughts. I can do this. I can keep trying. It will get better. Those sorts of thoughts instead of the negative ones that sometimes creep in when we're trying balancing poses. One more breath. Good. Then slowly release. Shake out your legs. Bear swing. Shake out your arms. All right. Now let's just do a little bit of shaking here. So just widen the feet about shoulder width apart, maybe 2 fist widths apart. Bend the knees. Gaze down or close your eyes. Just begin to feel rooted through your feet. Notice your feet as they connect to the ground. And with knees nice and soft, your tailbone might just gently tuck downward so you're not arching through the back. Feeling kind of stacked through the vertebrae. And then just begin to kind of wobble a little bit up and down, just kind of springing through the legs, springing through the knees. Letting the arms kind of wiggle a little bit. Letting the shoulders release down. So this little bit of the shaking is kind of shaking out any tension in the arms and the shoulders and the legs. Letting your head and neck just kind of bob a little bit. Nice breath in and a sigh out. 2 more. Inhale, sigh, and last one. Very good. Okay, now come to sitting. So just lie, or I should say lying. Come to sit first, then lie. Lie down. And hug the knees in. You can choose how tightly you'd like to hug the knees in, or if you'd like some space. Point and flex your toes, wake up your feet, do a little bit of circles. Connect to your mat in the lying down position. Just feeling that connection with the earth, the support beneath you. Bring your feet to the mat, preparing for spinal twist, arms to a T. If you like a deeper twist, draw your feet close together with the knees together. More gentle twist would be having the knees and feet drawn wide. Inhale first and let the legs release to the left. In your spinal twist, both shoulder blades should be rooted down onto the mat. If one is lifting up, make a twist more gentle by having the legs less bent and farther away from your torso. Connect to a nice flow of breath here. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release the legs to the right. Gaze is up or to the left. Inhale, legs back to center, hug them in. And release down for your final surrender. You can stretch the legs out or you can have the feet on the mat with your knees bent. Taking some nice full breaths here. And let's connect to a few cycles of 4, 7, 8 breaths. So place your tongue on the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth. Inhale through your nose for 4. Hold your breath for 7. And slowly exhale out your mouth through pursed lips for 8. Let's do that again. Inhale through your nose for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale out your mouth for 8. And one more time with your own counting. And just settle into your comfortable breathing pattern that is slow and steady. And come back to your list of things that are most important to you. So what do you value the most? Just your top 2 to 5 things. What do you value the most? And how can you align your decisions and align your day and align how you spend your time with the things that you value the most? And how can you begin each day aligning with the Creator, aligning with your values as you begin your day and go through your day, honoring those values and honoring your Creator? How can you allow yourself moments of rest and solitude to feel connected in your mind, your body, your spirit? And finally, how can you spend some time connecting with friends and family? Just let all of these lessons from today sink in this moment of Shavasana, this moment of final surrender. Take a few more nice deep breaths, settling into the mat, melting down into the ground, connecting to the earth.